Hey everybody, today I'm excited to share with you my latest upgrade to my work van, and it significantly improved my workflow. A few years ago I installed and later reviewed the BottSmarvan racking system, and I did that in my Sprinter van, and I later did a second system in my Ram. Originating in Germany and it's new to the US market, BottSmarvan offers modular storage solutions for specific vehicles. It includes racking, shelving, drawers, sustainers, all of which can be customizable and moved around without drilling, and utilizes the existing fixing points, OEM fixed points in the van. Key features are sleek design, crash test certification, flexibility between doors and toolboxes and drawers and stuff like that. It really maximizes your storage. So later, I installed the BottSmarvan system in my van, my Ram van, and I also did a bodyguard partition. And I like partitions because obviously for climate control, but also passenger safety from shifting, moving objects if you get into an accident. I soon realized though that the bodyguard partition significantly reduced the cargo space. It made it absolutely impossible for me to fit 8-foot sheets of plywood vertically. Furthermore, large tools like my vacuums, miter saw, table saw, all that stuff didn't fit on my shelving, so that was stored on the floor on the sides. So that hindered movement, right? And obviously complicated material transport or whatever. Additionally, things like my 4-foot ladder, table saw stand, sawhorses, miter saw, all that stuff had to be strapped and secured to the front of the toolboxes, necessitating their removal to get to the toolboxes, which was cumbersome. I needed a better way. So working closely with BottSmarvan, I opted to replace that partition with the smart stow partition, and it comes in multiple configurations. To solve my problem with tools being stored on the floor and all that stuff, I decided to also add a side door rack, which would take the place of the space where the side door opens. All right, let's talk about the installation of the Smart Stow van partition. So while the partition installation process was manageable solo, I did it alone, having an extra set of hands definitely helps and would expedite it. It took approximately 8 hours to remove my old partition, put my new one in, and install that side door shelving system that I'm going to talk about as well. The reason why it took so long though is I had to make adjustments to the existing racking because I needed like 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch. I had to loosen everything and shift things around and get it to fit. So having to do that no doubt slowed me down. So here are my thoughts on the Smart Stow partition. I've been using it now for about 3 months. It protects the driver and passenger from projectiles in the event of a collision, which is a real big deal for me. It's crash tested in the US to ECE R17 standards. It has a soft touch surface, so it kind of complements the van's interior. It's snug, vehicle specific, so there is sound deadening to reduce that noise rattling, and it obviously keeps the air conditioning and heat into the cab. Thermoplastic compact material, and that's a non-woven fiber. It's way lighter than the ABS alternative, so it's easier and lighter to maneuver. But the big win for me was the bulkhead storage. It allows you to have modular storage space that typically goes unused in a cargo van. You can choose between all shelves, all perfo panels, or a combination of both. Now, if you're wondering what a perfo panel is, it's a flat sheet metal type panel with holes in it. Excuse me, that you mount Bott accessories to it. And Bott offers hooks, organizers, tilt boxes, tons of other cool accessories, wire things, can holders, you name it, they've got a ton of stuff. The partition also has small section of perfo storage on the side of it, so from the side van you get it on the side as well, so you can access things while you're standing. And like I mentioned before, there's no drilling required with any of these BottSmarvan products. They all work with the existing fixing points in the van. And lastly, I think I mentioned it earlier, but it is crash tested, and that's something that should be important. I've seen a bunch of vans involved in crashes with plywood shelves, and it's a mess. And obviously, don't forget, there's 3 variations you can choose from: shelves, all-purpose, or a combination of 2. All right, let's talk about the side door rack now, because I was super excited to install this shelving. It was going to help me eliminate all the clutter on my van floor. And it did. It did. All that stuff on my floor was a huge pain point for me, and I have a theory about pain points. If you can identify what they are and eliminate them in your life, you'll be way happier. So I went after this. On the bottom of the shelving rack, I constructed a plywood base, and that was to span over the metal rail, structural rail of the rack. It also allowed me to put my sliding miter saw and vacuum on it, which were the bigger items. Above that, I mounted 2 shelves. One was for my table saw and another vacuum, and the other one was to fill the space up for small storage. I also bolted perfo panels to the rear of the 2 lower shelves to prevent the larger tools from shifting and sliding and facilitate organization on the backside. I'll talk about that in a bit. I will say though, the perfo panel install was a field modification. It's not suggested by BottSmarvan. It's not crash tested. It's not covered by warranty. You can void your warranty if you do stuff like this. Moving on to cost, project cost. What did this cost me? I went after my pain points. How much did it cost, right? Hit me in the pocket. The total cost of upgrading my BottSmarvan storage system amounted to about $2,700, $2,737 to be exact. And I break it down by the partition. That was a big ticket item. That was almost $2,200, $29.99. The side door frame was $187. Mounting brackets were $30. 2 shelves were $85 each. 3 perfo panels, $49 each. So did it improve my workflow? Hell yes, it absolutely did. The new shelving system on the back of the partition, along with the side door rack that I built, completely optimized my cargo space, cleaned up the floor space big time. As an added bonus, I installed perfo panels to the side door rack on that back side, and I realized that I could hang my table saw stand, my 4-foot ladder, just by using those BottSmarvan hooks and some Velcro straps to keep it from rattling. My table saw fits on the bottom shelf of the partition shelf. My miter saw stand hangs on a SmartVan hook on the perfo panel on the partition as well. This arrangement, it absolutely streamlined access and to previous block drawers and toolboxes, which enhanced efficiency. But most importantly, it eliminated a step for me. I didn't have to remove something to get to a tool, which was, remember, it's a pain point for me, and it was always annoying. Unfortunately, the new partition, it still limits vertical insertion of plywood because it does, the shelves stick out a little bit, but the newly cleared floor space does enable me to just angle the plywood, which can accommodate multiple sheets at a slight angle. So I can get plywood in there, which is a win. Despite this limitation though, this added partition storage shelves and the side door shelf that I built, the rack, outweigh the inconvenience. I was initially apprehensive about doing the side door rack. I really was. I was nervous about it, but I've since found the enhanced system, it's remarkably efficient. Accessing and removing my heavy tools that used to be on the floor, miter saw, table saw, vacuums, from outside the van, it proves to be quicker, easier, and less taxing on my back, and I don't have to jump in the van to do it. This organized and secure storage 100% eliminates my pain points and no doubt expedites my workflow. To conclude, the revamped BottSmarvan setup has greatly improved my functionality and organization in my van. I highly recommend considering something like this for anyone looking for a comprehensive van racking design. If you guys are interested in learning more about the rest of my BottSmarvan system, the racking and the toolbox and stuff that I have in my van, check out the video that I did about a year ago. I will make sure that it shows up at the end of this video. It'll pop up so that you can check it out. Guys, take care, and we'll see you at the next review.